So the first deliverable I wanted to give you a little more instruction about, and that's the project proposal. The proposal will be worth 3% of your grade. And like all of the other components, it has strict rubrics which are broken down for you to make it a little easier to pay attention to the key points that we want. You'll need to be able to motivate your problem. Why is it interesting and important? State the problem very clearly in terms of the issues that it needs to accomplish and what are the inputs and outputs of the project. In particular, you'll need to come up with a formulation of the key questions. 2 to 4 questions is usually pretty good. Maybe the second 2 would be a stretch goal that you're going to try to answer in the project. You'll need to give us an idea of the general approach that you're going to take. Of course, that will change over time because you're just getting started in proposing. You'll have to think about the resources that you need, for example, the data sets and the compute, and the schedule that you're going to take to execute the bulk of the project before coming to week 9 or 10. Here's an example of what a project proposal might look like. So I've just added the text in red here to give you some idea. So maybe you'd write only about a paragraph for the motivation, and maybe 2 sentences that are understandable by your classmates. The motivation sentence might be something that anyone can understand. You can tell a little bit about the domain of the problem and the approach that you're trying to take. And you can read some of these other parts here that are important to take a look at. Especially this part where we're talking about the schedule and role assignment, which helps us understand as staff how you plan to divide the work between all of the teammates that are on your committee. When it comes to evaluation, you also want to describe what ways that you can reach a satisfactory goal as well as a stretch goal, something that would denote a C grade or an A grade for your project. So you can try to differentiate that at this point so we can have something to debate when we come to the interim project report. It's also good to have a backup plan about what might work when things go wrong. And finally, you can end up with a little bit of a schedule that will help us understand how you're structuring those weeks coming up to the middle and end of the semester. You can annotate when you might have less time, for example, when you're preparing for the midterm or towards the final. Afterwards, you'll be turning in your project proposal. You'll also need to go through this checklist. I'll just put it here so that you understand what you'll need to certify before you turn in your project PDF. The project proposal is just a single-page PDF, so it'll be pretty fast for you to compile.